Ladies and gentlemen, if you stay seated, because this is very much last but not least today, we have an extremely exciting session, I think, on young inventors shining in the crisis. We're going to hear first from the Minister of Labour and Social Welfare, Adonis Georgiadis. And then we're going to have on stage our four prize winners. Now, you should know that I think it's an extraordinary thing that for the past 2 years, so 2022 and 2023, students from Greece have won the Best Student Enterprise in Europe Award prize, which is a fantastic, remarkable achievement for Greece to win this prize 2 years in a row. And it's one of the most optimistic things I think you'll hear in these whole days of this conference. So I'm absolutely thrilled that we're going to be hearing from these prize winners today. And I'd like to invite you actually all to come to the stage now. Why don't you come up and take your place on the stage? So. Thank you. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. So we're going to hear from them in a moment. We're going to show you, I think, after the minister has spoken, also a little bit of a short video about their award-winning entries. But first of all, we're going to hear from the minister on the subject of explaining the mismatch in Greece's labour market. I'm happy to say, I think you'll tell us that things are a lot better than they used to be, but there's still, I'm sure, a lot of work to be done. So, Minister, you're very welcome, and we look forward to hearing your presentation.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you for the invitation. It's a great honor for me always to participate to the Economist event. And you do a lot of events in our country, to be honest, in the recent years. I perceive that as a good sign for Greece's performance. And before I start my statements, I want to thank The Economist. Before 10 days, you gave 2 golden prizes to Greece. One of the 2 golden prizes was about the country that had the most sophisticated and useful measures in order to reduce the inflation, the food inflation, during 2022 in European Union. Since I was the minister that was in charge about these measures in 2022, even though the fight against inflation, and especially food inflation, is very hard and very difficult for everybody, especially for the most vulnerables, I was very proud to see that an established magazine as The Economist looked about what we did and measured our performance as good for having the golden medal in European Union. And I'm very, very proud about it. So, as Minister of Labour now, I have to tell you the true story, because this is one of the rare time that the figures, the numbers, are not telling the truth. You know that when Mitsotakis' government was first elected in 2019, what you would hear almost everywhere was, please find me a job. Now, 4.5 years after, me, as a Minister of Labour, I always hear every day from any kind of business. Let me see if there is a live streaming, because I wanted to tweet it. Okay, there is. Let me tweet a little bit.
This could be a first. The first time we've had a speaker tweeting as we live stream.
My office was not properly. Then, okay. I don't have internet here for some reason, so okay. I'm coming again. The first thing I hear is, please find me employees. Even if you talk with people to the constructions, even if you talk to people in industry, even if you talk to people in agriculture, even if you talk to people to high technology, even if you talk to people to tourists and food, restaurants, almost all kinds of economic sectors suffer today from lack of labor force. This is very strange, because if you see the official figures, Greece still has one of the highest unemployment rates in European Union, a little more than 10% now, much better than 18% when we had in 2019, but still high, 10%. So it makes you wonder what really going on. From the one side, the market asks permission for me in order to import labor force for other countries from abroad because they cannot find workers and employees. And from the other hand, the statistics says that we still have 10% unemployment rate. So there is a reality that something is not fit here. Of course, there is a big part of gray economy, of shadow economy, in between of this 10%. We are fighting as a government shadow economy as much as we can, but to be honest, we still have a big part of shadow economy in our country. But the other part, it is the lack of adjustment, of matching between the real needs of modern economy and the skills our labor force had or has. And this is where we interfere by using huge European resources, because we had the big opportunity to combine the resources from the RRF and the new partnership agreement, the new ESPA, that together they combine a huge amount of money, approximately 4 billion euro for the next 7 years, to reskill and upskill our labor force, to match the needs of the market with the people that want to find job or to change job in Greece. And this is maybe the most difficult task and the most difficult job I have to do as Minister of Labor. I don't want to take more time. In the second one.
Can I just explore this mismatch that you talk about? Because in fact, it's something that many countries suffer. I mean, Greece isn't alone in this mismatch, but just to be clear on what you're saying, that there's maybe part of the figures is to do with the grey or black market, as you say, but the other part of the statistics is real, actually, from what you're suggesting. It's just that some people don't possess the correct skills, so they are in fact unemployed. They just don't have the skills that the labor force wants. Yes. So the big task is retraining or preparing.
Upskilling and reskilling these people, not only the unemployers, because you can reskill and upskill laborers that want to find new opportunities to find a new job with better income, having a better standard of living. This is also your responsibility. It's not only to find job to someone that doesn't have job, but give the opportunity to someone to have a better life. Both of these tasks are in our hands, and it is our responsibility to do it.
And do you have a sense of where the biggest gaps are? So, I mean, the natural tendency is always to say, well, you need training. We were talking about it earlier on in the panel this afternoon. New training in IT skills or in
basic or non-basic. I mean, more important digital skills for sure. And we have this kind of programs with DIPA, with vouchers. We trained 150,000 people in digital skills this year, and we're continuing the program for another 100,000. With the Ministry of Education, we're designing a more sophisticated program with more important certification from global giants like Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, that would care to train people and give some certificate that they are really train, because we think that it will be very useful for them to find job and the next day. But also, to be very honest, we have a problem to just technical jobs. I mean, if you want to open a restaurant in Greece now, the top first thing that you cannot find is, I don't know what is the English word, lageris, we say it, if someone knows the English words, okay?
What do?
They fix the things in the cuisine of a restaurant in the proper way in order to make the cuisine work. We have a big lack of langeris in Greece. There are restaurants that, because they cannot find this kind of expertise, they cannot open their kitchen the hours they need. Mr. Fesas is laughing for that. But for some investor with a kitchen, it's a very important problem.
The English word for lazeris? Dishwasher.
It's more complex than dishwasher. It's more complex. It's more complex. So, in Greece, we had always the problem that we thought that having technical skills is not so important as to have a degree from a university. So for many years, we're producing much more lawyers or other kind of, to my profession, archaeologists or people of the language that we need than technical skills that are really needed in our economy today, and we don't have them. So we have our main idea in the ministry is to engage the private sector much more, to fund training with the private sector to industries and to other kind of business, make the business give the certification that trained this person and secures that he knows this kind of job, and have more people of these skills in our market. This is something that we really need. I'm not saying that it will be easy to find just untrained workers for the constructions. Most probably we'll have to import this kind of laborers. Not a lot of Greeks would like to do something like that. But to many other sectors, we can train our labor force and give them the opportunity for a better life.
Well, I very much hope that in a future edition of this conference, we're going to give you a gold star for the progress that you made in this area.
In the Economist Forum, I had the honor as Minister of Development and Investment to come the first time and say my dream for the investments, and come before I left the office with 2 years in a row FDI record for the last 25 years. If I manage a record like that to this problem, it will be more important than attracting the FDIs, because the lack of labor force is a big bottleneck for attracting FDI. I mean, it's like the two sides of a coin. In order a big business to decide to come and invest in Greece, they will examine the cost of labor force, and first of all, if they will find the suitable labor force. The cost is second. So, yes, this is a very big national goal. I'm taking this responsibility after the Prime Minister's decision to put me in this office, and we're working very hard to make it happen.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to make a prediction, which is that the 4 people to your left here are not going to have any problem finding jobs in the future, because they've already proved themselves in an amazing way. I'd like to introduce them. Alexandros Katsaronas and Konstantinos Koukakis are members of the award-winning Microgreens Magicgreens team. You're from Kilkis, if I'm pronouncing that right, in the north of Greece.
Macedonia.
I looked it up on the map today, and I saw where it was. And so, no. We're talking technology here. Let's keep politics out of it.
Okay.
And then Korina Malasidi and Adonis Georgiadis from the Experimental High School of University of Macedonia from Thessaloniki. And you were the winner of this year's prize for your invention, Isometricks. So obviously, on behalf of all of us, huge congratulations to you all. We're going to show two short videos that give a sense of the inventions that you made, and then we'd love to hear more about it. So can we play the videos, please, of, I don't know which one comes first, but of Isometricks and Microgreens, Magicgreens.
Συμμετρίες. Βρίσκονται παντού. Ο άνθρωπος είναι φτιαγμένος, περιβάλλεται, λειτουργεί και σκέφτεται με συμμετρίες. Και εμείς στην Isometricks βάλαμε τις συμμετρίες σε ένα συναρπαστικό παιχνίδι με κρυμμένα μαθηματικά, το Weasel. Παίξε με το Weasel, διασκέδασε και εξάσκησε το μυαλό σου. Είναι ώρα για παιχνίδι. Weasel by Isometricks.
Wonderful. Well, since we started with Microgreens, Magicgreens, first of all, if I understand it rightly, the idea is that you took old computer stacks and you turned them into beds for growing microgreens for use in cooking and for eating greens. Is that right? And tell us how you came. How you worked to have this discovery and also where it's gone to since you won the prize.
Okay. Θα μιλήσω στα ελληνικά. Καλησπέρα σας. Όλα ξεκίνησαν σε μια μικρή αίθουσα στο σχολείο μας, όπου στα πλαίσια ενός ομίλου αποφασίσαμε να συμμετάσχουμε στον διαγωνισμό του JA. Έτσι, επειδή ήμασταν και αγροτικός νομός, θέλαμε να κάνουμε κάτι με τη γεωργία. Είδαμε ότι η αιχμή του δώρατος της έξυπνης γεωργίας ήταν το IoT, οπότε θέλαμε να τα συνδυάσουμε όλα αυτά. Και καθώς καθαρίζαμε την αίθουσα την οποία θα δουλεύαμε, είδαμε ότι είχε πάρα πολλούς παλιούς ηλεκτρονικούς υπολογιστές. Οπότε, στα πλαίσια της κυκλικής οικονομίας, τους χρησιμοποιήσαμε και τους μεταδημιουργήσαμε σε έξυπνους θαλάμους καλλιέργειας και ανάπτυξης μικρολαχανικών. Όλα τα εξαρτήματα από μέσα τα παίρνουμε και τα στέλνουμε σε ανακύκλωση. Χρησιμοποιούμε τα μέρη του υπολογιστή τα οποία μας διευκολύνουν, όπως το τροφοδοτικό και τα ανεμιστηράκια είναι σε καλή κατάσταση. Και μέσα σε αυτόν τον θάλαμο και με τον αυτοματισμό που έχουμε φτιάξει, μπορούμε να ελέγχουμε όλες τις συνθήκες και να δημιουργούμε τις κατάλληλες συνθήκες, έτσι ώστε να έχουμε τη μέγιστη απόδοση και τη μέγιστη καλλιέργεια που μπορεί να έχει μέσα ο θάλαμός μας.
So, Konstantinos, if I could ask you, actually the fact of having, it wasn't just that they were the right shape for doing this, for cultivation, they also you had the pieces, the technology within them that could actually help improve the conditions for the cultivation of the vegetables. Is that right?
Θα μιλήσω στα ελληνικά. Λοιπόν, ναι, είχαμε στην ουσία τα βασικά συστατικά και το καλό σχετικά μέγεθος, όπως είπε και ο Αλέξανδρος. Απλά πέρα από αυτά, στην ουσία εμείς ενσωματώσαμε κάποιες αισθητήρες, οι οποίοι μετράνε την υγρασία, θερμοκρασία και το ύψος των μικρολαχανικών, τα οποία έτσι, μέσα από αυτή την ενσωμάτωση, καταφέραμε να πετύχουμε τις κατάλληλες συνθήκες και να μπορούμε να ελέγχουμε το σύστημα. Οπότε μπορούσαμε να πάρουμε τα βασικά συστατικά του πύργου όπως ήταν, να πατήσουμε σε αυτά και να βάλουμε κάποια περισσότερα και έτσι να καταφέρουμε να κερδίσουμε διαγωνισμούς και ασχετικά.
And Alexandros, can you tell us where has this gone? This was now a year ago. Where was it, by the way? Which city was the prize awarded in? Tallinn, Estonia. What has happened since? Is the story continuing, or are you just looking back at your success?
Καθώς ήμασταν όλοι μαθητές λυκείου, συνεχίσαμε το πρόγραμμα όλη την ιδέα όσο περισσότερο μπορούσαμε. Τα μισά μέλη της ομάδας πέρσι ήταν τρίτη λυκείου και πέρασα σε κάποιο πανεπιστήμιο. Εγώ τώρα είμαι τρίτη λυκείου, δίνω και εγώ τον αγώνα μου και στοχεύω να περάσω στο πανεπιστήμιο που θέλω. Και έχουμε βάλει όλοι στόχο μετά το πανεπιστήμιο να το κάνουμε πραγματική επιχείρηση. Έχουμε αρκετές προτάσεις, δουλεύουμε πάνω στο project όσο μπορούμε και αναμένουμε να ενηλικιωθούμε όλη η ομάδα για να μπορέσουμε να ανοίξουμε, να κάνουμε αυτή την επιχείρηση πραγματική και να συνεχίσουμε το όνειρό μας.
Excellent. Well, you have to keep your dream team together. Congratulations to you both. If I could turn to you now, Korina, and to help explain a little bit the thinking behind Isometricks. I think it was in Istanbul this year, is that right? You won the prize in Istanbul, yes. Wonderful. And there's a lot of mathematics behind as I understand it, behind your winning invention. Describe a little bit what lies behind what we saw there in the video.
Weasel is a game based on mathematical rules, symmetries and tessellations. So in order to design the product, we have a designing team which is full of members of the math club in our school. They design Weasel using mathematical rules, and they are all educated on that. Most of them also have goals around mathematics, and the way that these are designed is in programs like GeoGebra, which are for designing geometrical pieces, and they design it due to these rules and create each different model based on another rule, and that's why we have different difficulty levels for every age and every different person that we cater to.
And Giannis, if you could describe to me who is using this, and as you took this out to be experimented on by presumably first your family or your fellow students and then people outside, what did you discover?
So at first we had the idea of a simple game that is based on these mathematical rules. It is for everyone, for people of all ages and of all knowledge levels. So people that don't know mathematics can learn through this process, and people that know mathematics can develop their skills, or they can learn new things, as we did. We published our product first to our close circle, but we soon realized that this product has a great potential. It blew off immediately, and we had enormous sales, as we do now. And we also discovered a lot of different views of our product. So instead of a simple game, we discovered ways of playing it, like a board game that we designed afterwards. But we also have discovered a lot of applications, especially in education, as a mathematical tool that is basically a game and a learning tool, which is great for children. And it is also used in healthcare, so it is very helpful at diseases like Alzheimer's, because of the way these mathematics are processed by the brain.
Fantastic. And do you actually, is it a game that you win or that you just play because what you create is the objective?
So, there's basically a simple solution, a guide or a walkthrough that we have in each packet, but there are unlimited ways to play this puzzle, assembling the pieces by any method you want or any colors you want. And there is also infinite number of possibilities, such as different shapes. The user can even design their own shapes through our application. But as I said, we have also created other ways to play it. You can use it as a stencil to create art, which is also done by our mathematics club. And we have developed a board game, a strategic board game. And this is currently an experiment that we are working on currently.
So I'm sure a lot of people in the room will want to know how they can get hold of the game. Korina, can you tell everyone, can we find this on Amazon, or where do we
Well, for
find
now, our product is on our website. Everyone can find it on our website and order it. We deliver worldwide. And our products are also found in the selling points of Momus Museum of Modern Arts in Athens and Thessaloniki, in Noisis in Thessaloniki, Noisis Planetarium selling points. And we wish soon for them to be in bookstores that are already asking for it. But mainly, we deliver from our website.
And what is your website, just so that everybody...
Isometricks.
Isometricks. Okay, so no excuse for anybody in the room not to get hold of your whistle. Very good. Well, yes, obviously. Minister, I wondered, do you want to ask any questions for your students here, that because it's so impressive what
First
we've
of
been
all,
hearing.
it was a fantastic idea for the economists to invite these young, successful people here. This is the Greece we want to build. So I'm very proud to see these boys and girls do this job. Learn English faster. You will need it in order to make your dream a reality. If you find the way of your team together, there are a lot of funding tools we have already fixed for startup companies. You should apply to Elevate Greece, and you can take the first 100,000 euro to build your company through that. The idea is suitable for the platform. And if you want to find information about that, you can Google Elevate Greece, and you can find all the legislation and ready to start your business. As I understand, you are more mature, you already sell. So you earn money. How much revenues you have already done?
So we are before this month, we had only one 3D printer for production. This is our method of production, 3D printing, which produce roughly 100 pieces per month, one piece costing from 8 to 12 euros, which they sold immediately.
When you say one piece, is that one game? Or
It is one box, yes.
Yeah, one box, yeah.
And how much your profit to any box?
So our profit is around 56% of our products cost.
15?
56.
56% to each
Yes.
box?
Yeah.
Real capitalist!
Because the production cost is very low due to our production method.
You're not paying yourselves enough, I think.
No. You see, you have understood the reality. The good idea can produce money and pays off. If you have a good idea.
We now receive
The good idea is everything. The problem is who will have it, how you'll have it. You had a good idea and you can build on it and then have more good ideas. This is talent.
Yes. So we had purchased a second 3D printer, which has arrived in the previous week. That increased our production output up to 170%. And we are currently printing more pieces than ever. So these are, despite the production upgrade that we had.
And online, how you charge? With a credit card?
How we charge it and
Yes.
how the customers pay us?
Yes.
Yeah, mainly with a credit card. Or
PayPal?
cash. And yeah, like we use Revolut and stuff like this.
Okay, everything. Good.
And what about your invention? Is it also already for sale, or is it still at the prototype stage?
Έχουμε κατασκευάσει κάποια πρωτότυπα. Το μεγάλο πλεονέκτημα του προϊόντος μας είναι ότι μπορεί να διαμορφωθεί ανάλογα με τα θέλω του πελάτη. Έχουμε δωρήσει το προϊόν μας σε πολλά μαγαζιά και έχουμε πάρει αρκετά μεγάλο feedback. Το έχουμε διορθώσει Και έχουμε έτοιμα τα σχέδια και αναμένουμε πότε θα μπορέσουμε να ξαναμαζευτούμε μαζί να κάνουμε.
Και πόσα λεφτά χρειάζεται να βγάλεις το εμπόριο?
Ορίστε.
Πόσα λεφτά, πόσο είναι το κεφάλαιο που χρειάζεται να βγάλεις το εμπόριο, υπολογίζει?
Γύρω στις 50. Μπορεί να σας τα πει καλύτερα ο διευθυντής κανονικών.
The finance director.
Okay, so you're talking about...
Sorry for making questions, but you told me to
That's
ask.
okay. No, it's right. It's good.
So you're talking about one unit or the whole project?
To put in the market.
Okay. I think it will be like for like a really early stage, really early stage. I think it will be like 15 to 20,000, the whole stuff.
To start.
Yes, for like promotion, to buy all the materials, to have like to also rent a space where we can do the production.
Fantastic. Elevate Greece. Is your way out. I built it as a minister with Mr. Dimas. At that time, my vice minister. I'm very proud because during my term, the Ministry of Development with Elevate Greece, startup community in Greece increased by 2,000%. So we built it for these people.
Yes.
To find fast the first funding they need to make a company start. If you have a good idea and the company starts, then the idea will lead you the way.
Can I
She's
just
good in sales, you have to use her.
Can I just say, by way of conclusion, that obviously this is inspiring. I mean, we've dealt with some very heavy, difficult subjects in our conference here, but this is such a welcome perspective to hear such optimism for the future in Greece and the success that you've had. I think it's particularly interesting that you're not from Athens, you come from other parts of the country, you show the depth of talent that is in this country. And thank you very much for coming here today to join us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Fantastic idea, really. And you know a small detail, I'm from Macedonia also. So everybody here from Macedonia.
It's obviously the future. So, thank you for another very full and fascinating day. We're back tomorrow bright and early at 9 o'clock, so please be here for our first session, but have a very good evening. Thank you.